Danny.
You know I won't tell. That was smooth. Man, I feel
You know I won't tell.
Right.
It's like Blake in the love.
You know I won't tell. See how?
You know I won't tell.
You know I won't tell.
You know I won't tell. What you wanna do? What you wanna? Cause we're living single.
Yo, welcome.
If I could sing.
To another episode of Living Single with Danny. As always, I'm Danny, and across from me is Dan, man.
Okay.
How you living, brother?
I'm living good, man. How you doing? I pull up to the block and I bleed it.
Okay.
Slide.
All right, gangster. Okay. Yeah, man. So, what's been new with you, brother?
Nothing much, man, but a couple things on my mind.
Let's talk about it. You got a couple gripes you want to get off your chest?
Well, that's why we're here, man, to talk.
Exactly.
Chop it up.
Share. This is the sharing chair.
This is a what?
The sharing chair, bro.
You bugging.
Share.
So where I want to start is, if I can find it on the list, development.
In what way?
I've recently noticed just within myself, like I don't feel like people a lot of times allow themselves to develop before getting in a relationship. And by that, I mean, whether it's healing or there's some flaws that you have yet to address. And some things you don't realize until you're in a relationship. Like, till you have to, like, look yourself in the mirror about some things if you want it to work.
Right.
But I think even at those moments, you got to decide, like, yo, should I stay with this person? Or should I, like, be real with them and say, I'm not ready for this, and not because you're not right, but because I'm not right.
Okay.
And then that, you know, is a domino effect, because then it depends on what the other person does. But ultimately, I wanted to know, like, with your last relationship, or any of your relationships, can you recall a time where you were just like, all right, I got some stuff to work on. Like, this isn't even her. It's like, 100%. I need to work on some stuff.
When I first got out of my relationship and we totally, like, broke up, because I was broken up, but I wasn't. You know how you break up with somebody, but you still kind of do the little breakup to make up thing for a few months after. So after that phase was over, I thought I was ready to just get back out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I jumped into dating, met this like fine chick. She was going to dental school, like chocolate, just beautiful. We went out to eat, first date, had a great time. I was like, yo, she about to be babe off of one date. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I was expecting a lot of like girlfriend things from her after one date, and it like turned her all the way off. And then I was like, yo, what's up? I thought, you know what I'm saying, this was what women wanted.
Yeah.
But I realized like I'm not ready to be out here dating because I haven't healed from my past enough for me to even be with somebody.
Question, on the first date, did you like did y'all have a talk or any discussion about, hey, yeah, we just getting to know each other, this is fun? Or did y'all say like, hey, we both working towards something? Or did y'all not say anything?
I think we talked about like what we wanted, like what we were looking for. Mm-hmm. And then I think we both agreed that what we thought of each other was what we wanted. Mm-hmm. So like, you know, we were just gonna see what happens. But I was just in the mindset of like, I'm just trying to jump to another relationship.
Something like that happened to me, but the difference is off jump when we first started talking, I was also like, nah, this just fun. Yeah. But shoot, after so much time spending, going back to that 21 Savage jump, like when he was like, you can just be around somebody all the time and start to love them. Yeah. Like I was around this girl all the time, so I really started to like her. So now it's not like, oh, I just want to have fun. It's like, I want to cuff you. I don't want you messing with nobody else. Yeah. Like, and she was like, whoa, pump your brakes. Yeah. This is fun. This is great. But that's not where I'm at. And like, for lack of a better word, well, I'm not gonna say she was using me, but she wanted one thing and I wanted something different, and they couldn't mesh
because the intentions wasn't clear from the jump.
The intentions were clear, but the things changed, and that's when I realized I wasn't developed because I'm thinking I want to have fun, but obviously I want to be in a relationship because I'm doing that after a couple weeks of hanging out. So I think it's interesting your story versus mine is like two different paths.
I had to take a whole. After I like completely messed up that situation, I really just took a hard look at myself and was like, yo, like, one, I hadn't got over my insecurity, so I was just jumping out there to try to find the next pretty face that, you know, had some status behind her, like, look good, we look good together. I was just trying to find that.
Which one's more important, status or a pretty face?
I like a pretty face. I don't really care what you do. I mean, I do care what you do.
Yeah, be honest. Be honest.
I do care what you do.
80-20, like she had 80% of one thing and 20% of the other. What would
looks will have to be in the 80?
Wow. Interesting.
What's wrong with that? I want to be able to look at somebody and be attracted to them.
That's fair. That's
for
fair.
A long time.
Yeah, because 20% is that's super trash.
Yeah.
Definitely ugly.
The best. I've encountered a lot of women that could cook, careers banging, but if I wasn't attracted to them, then
wait. So career can cook, but it's ugly.
Yeah,
what you saying?
It was ugly. To me, though.
Yes, and you know I don't even like the word ugly. I feel like unattractive. Because ugly is so suggestive or subjective.
Subjective. Yeah.
Like that's so subjective. So like I think unattractive is a better word or whatever. But same.
So I want to step back because you had mentioned y'all had established that it was just gonna be fun, but then your feelings started to change. So at the moment when your feelings started to change, did you tell her that? Did y'all have that communication or?
Yeah, I don't know if it happened right as my feelings changed.
Yeah.
But it did occur. But the crazy part about it, but again, this is just when you gotta pay attention to signs and stuff like that. I was on some like, all right, I told her she wasn't really feeling it, but maybe if I go harder, I can sway her. And she was on some like, he told me, but maybe if I act like it never happened, I get to keep this just how it is.
She put it on you then. You was sprung.
No, I don't get sprung. No.
A couple of weeks.
Hey man, she was a fun person. I wanted fun or something. I wanted something. So, you know, I'm not giving her any credit.
Do you think that was lust?
No, because I mean, to me, lust is just, you know, wanting them physically all the time.
Yeah,
and that wasn't the case. Like, I'm good. Ain't nobody about to have me whipped. Like, I'm going down. That's not what I'm chasing. I'm chasing, I was chasing a genuine bond at that time that I thought was there. Yeah. But it wasn't.
So
it wasn't.
When you talk about development, after that stage, what did you realize that, or what did you feel like that you needed to work on to prepare you for where you are now, or that could prepare you to be in a relationship? Like, what do you think needs to happen before you get to that stage?
Being in tune with my thoughts and my feelings all the way, and that takes some time to yourself. I don't think people realize that we, as humans, unless you're living in a bubble, we have a lot of interactions with others throughout the day. And I think that's a good practice. So like practice how you're interacting with your coworker or how you're interacting with your friend or how you're interacting with your siblings. Yeah. Because to a certain extent, that's going to, you know, help dictate and determine how you act towards your significant other. Because it's a learned behavior. So if somebody does something you don't like and you yell, it's your coworker, your friend. So when you get in a relationship, what you think you're going to do? Yeah. You're just going to always be patient, maybe once or twice. Yeah. But eventually you're going to get out of that. You're going to start yelling. Yeah. So, like, for me, it was how I receive things and having a filter on when I communicate. Like, all right, I feel like this is stupid, but take your time and figure out how you can say that in a way that
it's positive.
I wouldn't say even positive, but genuine and considerate. Yeah. Because it might not be positive, but at least they gonna know how I'm coming. Like, I'm not coming to be malicious or anything like that. So when you practice, for me, when I practice those filters, it helped me navigate through work, through friendships, through relationships much better. But at the same time, putting a filter in yourself is draining too. So you have to find that balance because you want to be able to express yourself purely, openly, and honestly, but at the same time, you got to find a way to, you know, be kind about it, I guess, is the way. So, I think I'm good with that development aspect of it, but I feel like more people, I haven't seen enough people in my circle, whether it be friends, siblings, coworkers, exhibit that same thing. Not to say I'm the standard, but like when you're on a certain level or when you feel like you're on a certain level, you know if somebody's there, above or beneath.
Right.
And so I'm not seeing enough that are, you know, above or even at. So I just want to challenge the listeners to, you know, I'm not trying to throw shade at nobody. I don't even know who listens to this. But if you listen to this and you think you may need to learn yourself better, I challenge you to do so in all your daily activities. You know, even when you talk, even when you're doing something on your own, talk to yourself. Like I was just washing my dishes. Give myself a pep talk. Like instead of being mad I got to do dishes, being glad that I got water running, you know, and things like that. So develop yourself, nourish yourself. So, you know, when somebody else come along, you know how to handle it. You're not doing things just for the looks of it, like for the world. Like, oh, I just need a boyfriend, or I just need to do X, Y, and Z because of the optics. Like, no, do it for feeling.
I used to be big on that, like, because my ex was attractive. I used to post all the time, so I was big on like public perception, what people thought. But as I got older, and these 2 years I've been single and dating, and have been spending a lot of time by myself, and I've become comfortable being by myself so much that I don't really like yearn for other people outside of just like on a physical level, and some on a mental level, but
just for one thing versus
I haven't really wanted until recently like the totality of someone and their energy around me that I could see myself with them constantly. Because I've been so focused on just like being 100% comfortable with everything about myself and accepting it.
How was it? So you say you weren't ready until just now to have all of that.
Yeah.
But have you tried to have all of that before now? Like in the in-between stage?
I think my dating has been like, I took this last 2 years of dating just to experience like different personality types, different like types of women at different stages in their lives, like just to see what I liked, what I didn't like. And I think I got to the point where I used to want perfection. Like I wanted somebody to check everything on my list. But through dating, I realized that I'm not even perfect. So how can I expect that from somebody else?
So when you were doing that dating, was it, you know, dating to learn, or were you dating like to actually find somebody? Because it sounded like you just dating to learn.
I was dating casually, and I went in with the intention of dating casually.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
So,
okay. Of course, I'm sure if something got serious, you would have pursued it, but you just dated. Okay.
If something got serious, then I would pursue it. And it got to the point where I got exclusive almost with like 2 people, but it didn't really turn out to anything outside of a few months. Yeah. So,
and that's funny because I did the exact opposite. I was dating for the intent of making something happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know, same thing, few months.
but you were single like long at a different point in your time.
Yeah.
So you had the time to really learn about what you.
Yeah, but I mean, one thing I got from that is I realized I didn't. There's certain things you only learn game time. Like like you could be in the gym practicing all you want and knows, okay, I can dribble stronger to the right than I can the left. But you might not notice it's hard to do a layup around 3 people, like unless you in a game. Like cause you ain't practicing with 3 people doing a layup around. Like so I say that to say like I learned a lot being single, but like when I was dating too, I learned way more dating than I did single. But I think the turning point came when I applied what I learned while dating while I was single. Like, so, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I think I learned more about I learned a lot about myself during this dating stage. And I think it has allowed me to be able to, where now, like, I want a relationship. and I know, you know, it's probably not going to be.
I mean, you want a relationship, you want a relationship.
The listeners have seen my growth and evolution, but I've got to the point now where
do you think the listeners would care if you're in a relationship? Or you think they would see the growth?
Like, I think they would see the growth.
He changed. He came such a long way.
I think they'll see the growth. Then they used to post them wild memes on y'all page.
Yeah.
But secretary. I think that I'm to the point now where I'm dating with intent. So the last period I was dating casually. Now, if I go out with you, or if I decide to invest time, money in going out with you, it's for a purpose. I feel like I see you, I like you, like I want you in my life. And if I don't, I have to, I'm making myself be honest with myself and be able to communicate that instead of, you know, dragging people on. So
yeah. So with that, I want to have a little fun, man. So let's talk about the dating and just hanging out with women. Has a woman ever asked you, how often do you do this?
I don't think so.
Really?
Nah.
Oh, that's
Mr.
boring.
Nasty don't come out all the time, brother.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
I ain't pulling out the tricks for them to be able to question that.
I mean, not even tricks, just nothing like maybe you got a favorite sushi spot. And then you take us there and this like, so I bet you take all your girls here, or how often you take girls here? Like,
nah. I don't think I've ever gotten that.
None of those?
That is wild. I did take, I went to this poetry slam one time, and this girl asked me like, oh, have you ever been there? And I told her, yeah, me and my ex used to come here all the time. And she probably feels some type of way, but I mean, I didn't care.
Yeah,
like, I'm being honest, but
but that was my whole point, because I've gotten asked that question so much. Like, what do they expect us to do? They expect us to tell the truth. Doing, though? I'm gonna get there, but like, no matter what I'm doing, do you want me to say yes? I do this all the time, and this isn't special. No, the woman wants to feel special, so like, they can't honestly expect us to be like, yeah, oh yeah, I do this. I take women out on picnics all the time. Yeah, you're the 20th, but glad you're here. No,
a picnic is a very specific date, though. I feel like that's something that will warrant that type of question.
Which, fair, but don't ask it, because men are not going to tell the truth. That is my tip for you women. Like,
so you
don't
just
ask
say
it.
You've been lying to women on.
I've lied on that question. Definitely lied. I mean, I can't think of nobody specific or no, but like, it always happens. It's like, no, I haven't done this before. Like, I'm glad you're the first. This is a blast. Opposite memory for you, like it is for me.
Speaking of lying, like if you're in a relationship with somebody, do you think that it's important for y'all to be honest with each other about everything, or do you think there's a certain level of discretion that needs to be had?
I'm trying to think if I've lied in a relationship and what it was for. I think discretion. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm about to say, I think discretion is the thing. I don't think you gotta lie to have discretion, but sometimes you can be lying to have discretion. So, long as it isn't anything malicious, as long as it's to protect them, not on no like, I cheated, I know it's gonna hurt her, so let me lie. That will protect her. No, something. I don't know. Maybe you took her to meet your family, and then she's like, "Did your mom like me?" Like, yeah, babe, she loved you. No, the whole time your mom's like, it's gonna take some getting used to. I don't know if I really liked her. Like, cause you know how it's like, you know how certain people are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I know my mom is like that and is blunt, and I know my girl is a little more sensitive, like, I'm gonna try to be the buffer. So I think, being a buffer and using discretion, I think that's cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I want to be able to be like truthful and honest at all times, but then I know that like I'm very sarcastic and I joke a lot, which girls say they hate, but it's just my personality. Like, I joke a lot, so it's hard for me to be serious at times. Like, I can be serious, but more times than not,
But you consider trolling the joke a joke?
I mean, I entertain myself doing this.
I have we can pocket this, but I have a friend that's your friend too. That you think your trolling is a little excessive.
I know what you're talking about.
But you joke all the time, so it's cool. It makes it fine. Hold on, matter of fact, nah, let's stay here for a second. So you think that's fine if you're being mean, as long as you're happy, it's cool to get on.
I don't think I'm being mean though.
But if they're clearly bothered and you're just getting like, you think it's cool, like how long do you keep that going before you like, okay?
Well, until they say like, then you like, all right, calm down. Like, all right.
So unless they say those magic words, you're gonna go at their neck. That is.
I don't
crazy.
think I go at people's necks. I think I just say things to get a reaction.
And you keep getting it. I got one reaction. Let me get 2. Let me get 3. Let me get 4. But I mean, hey, do you?
But that's something
I'm so glad I'm in the safe zone. Like you just getting. You can't troll me anymore. Like I'm so good.
See, you develop.
I'm immune. But you know how much I had to endure to get to that point. Like I had to endure a lot.
But that's something that I definitely got to work on in relationships because I used to be very passive aggressive. So like I would hold things in, and then my release would be like making a joke about it, but I really be telling the truth to my significant other. So
you got an example?
So let's say like my ex cheated on me, and like I got over it. We got back together. I got over it, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But like, if she would do things that I didn't like, I would just make a joke about it. Like, yeah, you was probably doing that, just like you did that nigga that you cheated on you.
Oh, yeah. How often did you get that off?
We used to argue a lot, so.
It was during the argument, or
yeah,
it started. It was during it.
Like it takes a lot to get me to a point where I'm malicious in that sense, but she knew how to get me there really quickly, so it was very frequent.
I only ask because I feel like if I said something like that to a girl, it'd be like, all right, are you serious? Like, she get a little attitude the first time. Yeah. The next time, it's on the popping, like, yelling, argument, or like she's just gonna leave. I feel like I won't be able to get something like that off. And nobody will be able to get that off on me because it's like, you said you had got over it, but like, that's my point. Like, all right, you got over it, stop bringing it up. Yeah. Like, nah.
I didn't. That's the thing. Yeah. I didn't get over it.
Which, that should have been a talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, Danny, why do you keep bringing this up? Like, what's up?
We eventually had that talk. And I think that for me...
But how long did it take to have that talk? It's a question.
I don't know. I really don't know. It was some time, though. But it had got to the point where we had just, like, both broken down from arguing so much. Yeah. And I remember it, like, perfectly. We were sitting in the IHOP parking lot, and, like, she had just started like crying. Like we was in the IHOP and like we were arguing. She went to the car, just started crying.
Y'all arguing in the middle of IHOP?
Nah, we were arguing, but the argument just carried over in the IHOP, and she was like, "All right, I'm just gonna leave." Like, and so one after we sat in the car, and she's crying, and then she was like, "I just don't understand. Like I'm trying to show you that I've changed, and you just keep holding this over me." And that was my own insecurity within myself.
Which is fair. Somebody cheated.
Yeah. And it was just being like, I didn't deal with it. I never really told her how it made me feel. And in that moment, I got to the point where I told her, I was like, yeah, like, I really don't believe that you didn't do what I think you did. And it's made me feel this way. And when you do X, Y, Z, it's made me feel this way. And it felt amazing. And we was able to sit there and like, cry together and get over it, but the damage had already been done. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up still breaking up just because of it was so much. Yeah.
And it sounded like you guys needed to. I mean, honestly, it's the whole can't live without thing. Is like when something like that happens, like Dad, they did me wrong. Like I feel like I don't need to be with them. Like I feel like I at least need to get better, but also I can't. I love this person so much. I want to be with them, or you convince yourself you can't live without them, or you're not strong enough. Yeah. Like, and I think that's the thing. Finding the strength to do what's necessary even when you don't want to. Right. Yeah. I mean, I've been in that situation. Well, not that situation, but in a situation where, all right, I go back to that earlier girl who I was mentioning. Like, she playing off like she ain't trying to be serious. Yeah. Like, I was strong enough to step back and be like, hey, I'm worth more. Like, if you don't want to be with me, cool. Yeah. I'll be over here until you get your act together. Or I'll be over here till somebody else, knows my worth. But I thought, that was so good that, like, that was it. So I should just stay right here and, play her game. Until it did, like it got to that breaking point. I'm like, look, I'm literally not doing this anymore. Like, I'm a whole grown man. I'm not about there. Because that was only like a year and a half ago. So, that was a dope.
I think that because I see this a lot, that girls get frustrated by men that, get to the dating point, get to the dating stage with them, and they say all the right things, but then they just like drop them from somebody else. Do you think that once we like somebody, we don't care about anybody else's feeling? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that men aren't bad? Like, men aren't dogs. They just know what they like and then don't know how to communicate with when they don't like it.
I think it's a couple of things. One being, when you kept asking the question, you made me lose my train of thought. I had what you meant. I had your question. I think men like the challenge / the chase just as much as a woman likes the challenge of like, hey, I know this. I know he's a bad boy, but I can turn him good. Like, as humans, like I think we like a challenge, and so that once you get somebody, you start to change. I think it's like, it's not change, it's like you're over it.
Yeah.
And I mean, and truth be told, that's two things. That's you have to know yourself. Like, hey, am I just doing this because of the challenge, or am I doing this because I actually like that person? I think you have to be, that comes with a level of maturity. Yeah. To know that and to decide not to do it just for the challenge and to only pursue something when you think, something's there. And I forgot my other point, but I think my first point was very good, and we should expound on that.
Yeah, look, we can expound on that because I'm to the point now where I feel like I've done the chase, I've done the dating games, just seeing what I could get off, tested some things out. Yeah. I feel like my game is tight right now, but
you think your game tight? You got a pickup line or?
Come on, man.
You can't share your pickup line?
I just smile.
Brother, you just wink at me? Like, look, this is how sick you are. You said, I just smiled and then you winked. You didn't even smile, you winked at me. Like,
but I'm to the point now
where,
sick. Like, it's that, like I said earlier, I know that I have a specific, like, I know I have a type, but the more I dated multiple girls, I realized that not everybody's gonna have everything that you want. So I would have a girl that has a banging job and she's cute, but her eating habits are trash. She can't cook. Or I have a girl that is fine as hell, but has no stability. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm to the point where, do I need to compromise on some of the things I want, or do I just need to settle for someone that...
I like your transition. I like the transition. I think what you're like alluding to is selling down or selling for less. Yeah. Like, I feel like we need to establish that distinction before we like move forward. And for me, selling down is just the matter of like, hey, I'm ready to be with one person. I'm ready for that companionship. That's selling down. Selling for less is you deserve what you deserve, and you're going for something that doesn't equate to that. Like, but I think what's important is to realize and be honest with yourself about what you deserve and what's for you. Right. And that's to the okay, she doesn't have a banging job on a scale of 1 to 10, but her job is a 7. Right. Like, it's cool. That's not selling for less. It's realizing, like, you don't need to be superficial and only, want the best. Like, it's cool, like, and what's best for you. You might not know what's best for you, truthfully, until you humble yourself. So I think that's another thing. Like, people have to humble themselves, and not to say, like, you can't go for somebody that's super attractive and have all the career goals and the mindset. But what I mean is, be open and honest with yourself when you think you like somebody and figure out why. And when you dislike somebody and figure out why. I think that will help you put together the pieces of, your quote unquote perfect person.
Yeah. Self-reflection. I like that. Asking questions about why you don't like somebody, why you do like them.
I'm full of great ideas.
I mean, I like that. I did like that, man.
Thank you, man.